Today on Happy on Purpose, we're diving into the deep end, into women's power, intuition, and the kind of healing work that doesn't just change a moment, it changes a lifetime. My guest is Dalyn Sjogren. No, I'm going to say it wrong.
That's okay. That's good. That's good.
Say it for me.
Sjogren.
Sjogren.
Well, it's a hard name.
It is. It's like Janess. Nobody gets that either.
I know.
Founder of Daysdream and a guide for women who are ready to reclaim their inner goddess, step into their intuition, and reconnect with themselves on a soul level. Through shamanic training, earth-based wisdom, and deeply intuitive practices, Dalyn supports women in remembering who they are, beneath the burnout, the roles, and the stories they were handed. Dalyn, I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into the magic.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
And that was a really good overview of me. I'm like, oh.
Are you impressed with yourself?
Yeah, that's
I feel pretty good about yourself. We've met a couple of times, but I'm sort of as more of a guest. So I'm super stoked about this conversation too, to get to know a little bit more of you in your beautiful studio out here in the Armstrong. Amazing. So because we keep it to about 30 minutes, we'll just dive in. So the first question that more selfishly was just interesting to me, where did your shamanic path begin? Was there a moment when you knew you were being called to that? Because that's not everybody wants to take that route.
It's pretty deep work.
Pretty deep work, yeah. I would imagine, yeah.
That would have been 5 years ago now. Ironically, it was my girlfriend in Kelowna when I lived in Alberta, and my girlfriend Bonnie was her name, and she has passed on now, but she introduced me to Keela, who is in Kelowna, and Keela is a shamanic practitioner.
Oh, wow.
And when I met Keela, you meet certain people, there's certain people that you're just drawn to. Absolutely. And you just click with, and you want to learn more about them, and you want to talk to them more. So when I met Keela, I hadn't gone down, I knew what a shaman was, and I was always intrigued by it, but I had never done any teaching in it or programs in it. So through meeting Keela, I realized that she does what she calls a lighthouse program. It's a 9 to 10 month program, once a month, where you go into training. So it's spiritual and personal development is what she calls it. So that started, about 5 years ago.
Holy man.
And then by then I was probably 5 years into Daysdream. And so it just aligned with everything else I was doing.
Right. So what was Daysdream beforehand?
Do you want me to kind of do the history?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so why not? We're there.
2016, 17, I was in the corporate world.
Right.
And I had throughout to that point, my whole adult life was in the corporate world. And I had my own HR consulting company for a while. I did leadership training for those years when I had my own company. I did love training. And then I ended with a company that I was doing, in the end, marketing and events. And with that, it was a very toxic environment. And me being who I was at the time was like, oh, I'm tough, I can handle it, because he was it was the owner of the company. It was a small company.
Right.
And he was very abusive, verbally.
Right.
And in that environment, I started to, my health deteriorated, and I did have the vision of Daysdream and starting up my own business and being somehow in aesthetics, but I wasn't sure how.
Okay.
And when I was 20, I actually had that vision, that desire to go into aesthetics, but I didn't pursue it because, the right thing to do was you got a good job, you got a good paying job. So I went into the corporate world. And fast forward 20 some years later, I actually did take my clinical aesthetics. That was the first thing I started with. And then through leaving that corporate company, though, I went on stress leave and I took my Reiki levels. That's what started it. And with a lot of people who have taken their Reiki levels, they realize it's kind of like the springboard into your path. So I took the leap of faith and left the corporate world, started up Daysdream. Scary as heck. because I had like no savings. Like I just took the
Just an
plunge, just
idea,
did.
vision.
Yep.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, it was scary, but it so rewarding too at the same time. Even though it was scary, I just knew it was what I needed to do, and just started networking with women. I was in Calgary at the time, and it was one women's event I was at, and it was like a women's business training group that was put together by some women in Okotoks. And I had my Reiki and I had my clinical aesthetics, but I hadn't put the two together yet. And the one lady in the training said, "Okay, so you do Reiki and you do facials. Have you ever thought of merging them?" And as soon as she said it, the seed was planted. And I'm like, yeah. So now that's what makes me unique is the goddess facial, because it takes the facial part and the energy work together in one.
Okay, so for people that don't know about like even what the energy work is, like I can think of a facial and I can think of Reiki, but how do you blend those? Yeah.
So and the other thing that always came to me, I'm a nurturer by natural instinct. Is I love to nurture people. Yeah. So with all of my facials that I ever do and have done and still do, I always incorporate head, neck, and arm massage. Okay. So the relaxation part, the nurturing part. So after the facial part and the clinical aesthetics goes to work, and I assess your skin and figure out what's the right treatment for your skin. Right. Then when your skincare mask is on, I start the energy work when I'm doing the massaging. And then there's enough time, because it's an hour and a half, there's still enough time to bring in the love and the light and calm the nervous system for
amazing
soul. So
yeah, I don't think I've ever heard anyone speak about it like that. Yeah. But it makes sense because you're so relaxed, you're so in a gentle space already. Yeah. You know, we use the word self-care so much, almost ad nauseum now. Yeah. But that feels like true self-care for me. Yeah. And for women, well, I would imagine you may have the odd man client too. Mm-hmm. That feels like an absolute gift to yourself, right? And we love to multitask. Yes, so you're kind of doing both things at the same time. We're gonna make ourselves look beautiful on the outside and mm-hmm. manage and heal some things on the inside. Totally. Yeah, that's cool. That's excellent. So we sort of touched on this, but before you stepped into guiding women, so you're doing all of this training, you've got your facials, you know that, but what was the version of you that came before all of this? I know you were corporate, mm-hmm. you were kind of thinking about it, but I think what I'm trying to say is, did the work do healing for you as you were learning?
Absolutely. Like, yeah. Did I heal as I was learning?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Like in that process. So now reflecting back, like you said, and which so many women do, right? We put up with the crap we really shouldn't be putting up with. Yeah. So you're that woman, you're doing that, and now looking at today, what's the difference?
Oh man.
Yeah. How much time do we have, right? How much time do we have?
Well, and it's interesting how you ask that question, because with my year 3 of Keela's program, the different gifts that are coming to light is about death and rebirth, because the shaman work is a lot of shadow work. Right. And stepping into the new version of myself, embodying who that new version that's coming online that wants to be seen and heard. Mm-hmm. And what does I call it Dalyn 3.0. Yeah. What does she look like? How does she act? What does she say? How does she approach things? What's the things that I've let go of that no longer serve me, to truly embrace my gifts and stand in my light even stronger and speak my truth? Yes. So when I look at, if I reflect and go back to, I'll call it Dalyn 1.0, of who she was back then, I've always been, I guess maybe because I'm an Aquarius too, free spirit, right? Yeah. Step through the fear and do the scary things. But the self-confidence, like I really questioned myself a lot and doubted myself. But it's interesting, even though I had that doubt, I still had this fire in me to just do it.
Yeah.
And what else? Like, she's definitely changed a lot.
Yeah. I think that's, I like to reference the hero's journey or the heroine's journey. That's that call, right?
Yeah.
When we get it, but a lot of times we step into it a little bit, accept the call, and then we step back just like, nope.
Yeah.
So we get part of it,
yeah,
and then we have to go back again. And then we have to
Yeah.
get the call again,
Yeah.
and then we have to come back again. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even moving here to BC, that was a call because I was in Alberta.
Right.
And started up Daysdream in Calgary and then ended up in Ponoka and was there for 4 years as well. And then I just had this calling when my parents moved here in Armstrong. The first time I came to this land, and it's in the Spalmachine Valley, and it's just majestic. There was something about this valley, it just called me.
Yeah.
And so when things kind of ended in Ponoka, I had the opportunity, because my kids are all grown, not tied necessarily to Ponoka. So what does my heart want? Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? And to follow my heart. So it was really scary.
Totally.
And I questioned myself. I had made the decision that I was going to move here, and then I backed out and said, no, I can't do it. And then I just decided that I had to fly. I had to do it. And I moved here in March.
Wow. So you made it through COVID and everything.
Yeah.
and then decided to move after, which is not the usual story. Usually it's everything shut down during COVID. Yeah. Something had to change, we had to move, but you actually survived all of COVID.
Yeah.
And then came out here.
And still flourished. And that's where I don't like to get caught in the economics and people are struggling out there. Is I still truly know and believe that my gifts can help so many women primarily.
Yeah.
But not get sucked into the vortex of the doom and gloom, and that's what happened with COVID, right? Is so many people were on the extremes of the fence
completely,
but they actually needed nurtured even more than ever.
I agree. And I think the people that had those service-based human touch type, not just businesses but ways to move in the world, we all did pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think, and now it showed so many people what we were missing before. And there really is this need. That's hence Happy on Purpose. This focus on community, this focus on uplifting and supporting other people, which is all over your work.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No, I love that. So I did, you did say earlier, like the goddess work. So for some of the Happy on Purpose listeners that may not really be familiar with this type of work, what does that really mean to you? Like, what's the deeper truth, the goddess work for you?
For me, so the seed got planted for the goddess work in the beginning of Daysdream, because I wasn't on the spiritual path early in my life. It was a much later development and curiosity about it. So so 13 years ago, my partner passed away. And with that, I saw a psychic, and she channeled Mark, and it was very powerful. But in it, she also said, oh, Athena is with you, and she's behind you. She's always been with you. She's kind of your strength. She's your warrior, and she is you. You're her. And at the time, I was like, Athena, I've heard that name before, but I didn't know who that was.
Right.
So that planted the seed, which is what the universe does. It aligns people with you and plants the seeds so that they can grow.
Yeah.
And then when I started to look into it, I was like, oh, she's like a Greek goddess. And oh, interesting. And so I started to look more into it. And then I had another lady that came and worked with me for a bit who was also a medium, and she started talking about this goddess matrix program that was out of Okotoks. I was like, as soon as she said that word, I was like, I need to learn more about it.
Right.
So that kind of opened me up to the goddesses, and it's Velvet Dawn that has the goddess matrix out of Okotoks. It's her program that she developed. Okay. So I took my higher priestess levels through Velvet Dawn, and that then opened me up to the goddesses and channeling goddesses and working with goddesses. So I've always just been really drawn to goddesses. It's about, to me, embracing your, letting yourself shine brighter, embracing your feminine and your masculine, and having the balance of the both, and really just truly going deeper on shining your light and loving yourself deeper, and knowing that you're worth it.
Right. My having a background as a master's therapeutic counselor, I always have walked that fine line of, and in fact, a lot of times, even in session, a lot of the spiritual stuff would come out. I think we talk a lot about biopsychosocial, but we've forgotten the spiritual. And it's not church necessarily, it's not doctrine. I think there's sort of a misconception when people start talking about spirituality or, your guides or goddesses, that it becomes something. But I think it was Eckhart Tolle that said it best. He said, you don't have to have proof, because we all know it's true.
Yes.
We know innately I just got goosebumps. In our bodies that this stuff is true. It resonates on a level that we don't necessarily have words for.
Yes.
We don't have the comprehension for it. So I love that.
Very true.
Yeah. So for someone who's listening who feels disconnected from themselves, because we had talked about burnout, shut down, or being stuck, how does this kind of work help them come back to their power?
Well, what's beautiful and how it's evolved for Daysdream and for my own development is, after I've developed the goddess facial and got the clinical aesthetics and the energy work with the higher priestesses and the Reiki levels, and then the shamanic work, was I also took my shiatsu, which is traditional Chinese medicine.
Yes.
And so I do now as well the acupressure massage. And I guess that's kind of what I do, is I take all my tools and then I develop it into like my program and how I can merge it all together. So one of them, I call it a reset and recalibrate. And it's taking the essential oil treatment with the shiatsu and the Reiki. And it's one that's probably for a woman that is just feeling kind of drained, lost, just not herself, stuck, low energy, even depressed, just the blues. That treatment is a beautiful one to come in to start with. And now I have ladies who have started with the shiatsu, with like the reset and recalibrate one, and they'll do that series of treatments, and then they'll can start with the maintenance of even the goddess program or the goddess facial. And then I can actually add in the shiatsu with the goddess facial. So that's the nice thing about being able to modify with all the different tools that I do. And then with the goddess facial, I always, and the shiatsu, the reset and recalibrate, I always start with the intuitive card reading.
Oh, fun.
So it kind of starts things off with like getting messages from their team, from their spirit, from their council, and then sets the stage for the work we're about to do.
Right. So I'm feeling like if I was a listener, again, when you're new to something, it feels scary. So really, to just sort of put the listeners at ease, it's so beautiful here. It's like coming into a spa. Right? Like you've got it just smells good, it looks good, it's so peaceful and tranquil. And in the room there's like the massage bed, so that and your equipment. So it's nothing to be worried about. Like I think when you talk about calling in guides and stuff, people get a little like, is it seance-y, like, is it whatever? But it's real. The facials are backed in science. The products are amazing from what I've read. I haven't tried them myself, need to. The essential oils, we all know that those are super, super good for the body. And then for the listeners that are thinking about it, it's just come in and treat yourself. Like the rest you handle. You handle the intuitive. You handle all the rest of it. They just need to come and trust.
Well, what's cool too is I've had a lot of people that as soon as they walk in, they're like, oh, I feel calmer already. Or they'll get on the table and I haven't even started anything. And they're like, okay, I just feel relaxed already.
Because there is that whole vibe.
That's one thing I've always been strong about is with, I've even had people say, can you come and like decorate my space? I don't know. It just comes naturally. But I'm all about number one, intention. What is my intention when I'm working on someone? I'm making sure I've done my work so that I'm calm, and then I'm setting the intentions to reset and recalibrate, calm, nurture. And then like the smells when you walk in and everything you see, it's I don't know, just
like you got plants everywhere, and the lighting is great. It's amazing. Actually, I have that plant, and I have those plants. I'm looking around. There's a lot of similarities, and it makes me feel really at home.
And some of them have names. This is George over here.
Got to name the plants.
Yeah,
absolutely. Plants. I have the Thanksgiving cactus too. Mine bloomed this year again. Yes.
And that, it is a Thanksgiving cactus because it's actually a baby of my grandma's plant that's now in my mom's house.
Aw. Yeah. Mine is a baby of my hairstylist's mom, I think. Oh, wow. So I love how you hand these plants down. Anyway, I digress. So what is one transformation you've witnessed in a client that still gives you chills?
Oh boy.
Or that you can think of that would be relatable to the listeners?
Oh, there's a couple. Like probably the more recent one I have a beautiful lady that comes and sees me, and she was struggling with mobility.
Okay.
And when she came here, she had a cane, used a cane. And just to see her courage and just to empower herself, even the second time when she came, so she did the 4 weeks shiatsu. And the second time she came, she didn't have her cane. Wow. And to my point, my dad noticed because it was in the summer when they were still here. And he noticed that she didn't come with her cane. It's hard to describe to somebody fully unless they've gone through it, of how rewarding and how it fills my cup up. Like, I'm not making it up when I tell people that what I do completely fills my heart with joy.
Yes.
And it picks me up, because just to see her courage and empowerment to empower herself and do the things at home that she needed to do also to keep the harmony and the balance in her body.
Yeah.
That's one. I also, what's really amazing is as I get to know, there's certain people that you connect with more than others, but becoming friends too, where we end up going and doing things as well. So seeing someone that just has the courage to, like, especially the ones that don't have traditionally never done anything for themselves.
Right.
Like they don't do any self-care, never had a facial, never had a massage. And then to see them realize, like, transform and understand that, wow, this is worth it.
Yeah.
I can actually put myself first and know that I'm worth it, and to have that courage to just shine brighter. There's many like that, but to be able to love themselves deeper, those are really beautiful to see.
Those are the ones. When you were talking, what came to me is, and again, what the whole show is about is that purpose. You're on purpose. You're living your purpose, right? Yeah. And even you knew it years and years ago. Yeah. And it's so different from where you were. I love those stories of, I was burned out, stressed out, corporate, trying to, fit myself into a box that I didn't fit in, and then throw caution to the wind almost, but confidently know it's going to be totally fine. Yeah. I think that's, people always ask, like, how will I know when I'm getting better? How will I know when I'm on purpose? And I'm like, you do know. You just know. You're just not listening. You're just not paying attention. Or there's things that need to be tidied up. There's, of course, people's lives are what they are. Yeah. There's that time where the timing component too, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and so for me, my history, you talked about the old version.
Yep.
She just didn't like to listen to her intuition.
Right.
So when I was in the last corporate job, I had all the signs, the red flags. I actually had the signs before I even took the job, because I knew I had a girlfriend that worked there, and she's the one that asked me to come in and fill the mat leave. And I knew what this man was like.
Right.
So my history was that I just did not like to listen to my intuition. Yeah. So when I because I wasn't, the universe is going to do something for you. It's going to put things in your path so that you don't have a choice but to listen. And that's what happened is my health, I wasn't listening to get out and to get out of a toxic environment. So then my health deteriorated so bad that I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like when people get ill because they're not listening to their bodies.
Completely.
So that's what catapulted me into, I just need to get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't have a choice now. And then of course I was looking when I wasn't sure if I was going to go back, and I was looking at jobs like in the corporate world to get. And I just knew when I was looking at the jobs, I don't want to work for.
Yeah.
I want to follow my. And that's how Daysdream, by the way, got developed. So it's my nickname is Day.
Right.
So it's Day's Dream.
Your dream. Nice. Oh, someone might be here. Might have company.
Just courier.
It's the spirits.
Yeah, right?
They've come to join. Yeah, I like so much about that. I mean, I can talk about that stuff for hours too, because there's been so many times in my life where you just know you're slogging. Like it's like every day feels hard,
draining,
and heavy.
Yeah.
And you'd think, well, if I just this, then I will have this.
Yeah, right?
And you can try all of it.
Yeah.
And really, if you just sit quiet, which we don't let ourselves, right? That sitting quiet, having time to hear what is whispering.
Yes.
And like you even said it too, is the messages get louder and louder till finally you're falling apart.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I know this to be true for myself.
Yes, right?
Like, this is where I am now. Like the burnout, the stress, the high pressure, and same thing. Pride yourself on being tough.
I'm tough.
I'm mentally strong. I have all the tools. It's like, yeah, none of that's gonna matter if there's something coming, right? Yep. Something brewing.
So true.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of women have been taught to be small, quiet, or easy to get along with. And what shifts when they finally remember who they are? Do you think? I mean, we've talked about so much of it. I mean,
it's like what hit me when you were talking about like when you get burnt out and you're just not listening. It's your light just dulls. You stop shining because you're so drained, you're so exhausted, and you just stop shining and you lose yourself. So when someone finally gets it, and it's just like a mental shift. Something just shifts. The light bulb goes off. They realize I deserve happiness. I am worth it.
I am worth it.
I am worth it. I am perfect the way I am. And then also the whole concept too of things happen for you, not like they're happening for you, not to you.
Yeah.
They're happening for a reason. Are you going to listen?
Yes.
And put yourself first for once and stop saying yes to things you don't want to say yes to.
That in itself, no is a complete sentence.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the ultimate self-care.
Yeah.
No is a complete sentence.
And for me, the ego work is huge too. The last 5 years with the training, with Keela's program, the shamanism, that has been probably the biggest. Is learning, like getting close and intimate with my ego.
Right. And when we're talking ego here, we're not talking the braggadocious, big, pompous male. It's that inner ego, the voice,
the fear, the one that wants to run the show.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
And has no business doing
programming. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. I think there is a lot of wisdom once you hit your 40s.
Yeah.
I feel like that seems to be such a pivotal point for a lot of women.
Totally.
Right? That the old things and science backs it, hormones start to change. We don't have that deep nurturing. You can still be a nurturer, but the drive to put everybody before self starts to kind of and some of the it's an unlearning, I think, of all that messaging of what it is to be a good woman, a good friend, a good mother, a good wife, a good partner, a good whatever. Totally.
Well, and for me with my kids too is just understanding that if I didn't take care of myself, what good am I to even my kids? Yeah. And focusing on myself so that I can kind of path pave the way for them.
Yeah,
Because
show
when
them
we heal
something different.
ourselves, they're going to start to take their path and letting go of the control. One of my therapists long ago said to me, if you, oops, I was touching the microphone. If you don't, until you take care of yourself and work on your healing, you're going to continue to have issues with your daughter. And I didn't understand it at the time, because this was like probably 15 years ago. And then I started to understand what she meant.
Yeah.
So we got to take care of ourselves first.
I agree. In my private practice, I worked a lot with women. And so many times they felt like they were failing as a parent.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, but the fact that you're here learning about yourself bumps you up already. Not that they're not ours they're just ours to guide and to nurture and care for. And like I tell my kids, to keep them alive for those first few years.
Yeah.
While they're constantly trying to unalive themselves.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But I think that's where it all starts to come together, is if we really stopped and thought, by doing our own work, we are better parents. Yes. And we change the trajectory of their lives.
Absolutely.
You know, so if people had a really rough life, them just taking those little steps, we may not get fixed. That's a whole nother thing.
Right? Yeah.
But even those baby steps, you think of the generations that come.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's powerful, powerful work.
It is. It's hard work, but it's very worth it.
It is hard work. Well, look, we are already at 31 minutes. How does that happen, right? When you're just having such a good conversation. It's like, but I'm only on question 6.
And then the Empowered Goddess Conference is important for bringing women together too, because we have that coming up.
Right. So actually, let's talk about that then. Let's anything that is coming up. I don't know when this interview is going to go live. So probably in a couple of weeks. But you have ongoing work. You have the She Speaks with Angie.
Yeah.
And then, did you want to say?
Yeah. So it's beautiful. That's how I met you.
Yes. Yeah.
It was through Angie. So they've got the North Okanagan Business Women group.
Yeah.
And when I moved here, I knew I had to network, and I wanted to meet new people and meet my tribe, meet my like-minded women. So I went to that, met Angie right away, and then eventually met you. So then the collaboration with other women is beautiful. So as soon as Angie, I started talking, and I said, well, when I was in Alberta, I put together the Empowered Goddess Conference. And then right away she's like, we need to talk. And then the She Speaks came out of that first.
Yeah.
And then the Empowered Goddess Conference. So her and I are collaborating on the Empowered Goddess Conference. So again, it's about bringing women together in a conference setting. So a one-day conference.
Okay. When is that? What day?
May 9th.
May 9th. Lots of time to prepare.
Yeah.
Lots of time to prepare. In Vernon.
So we're about to announce next week speakers, and just bringing powerful, inspirational speakers on stage, so that it's not only being empowered by these speakers, but also meeting like-minded women in the room, networking, picking each other up. It's that whole where women help straighten out each other's crowns, right?
And then, instead of tearing them down.
Yeah. So it'll be a very
impactful. I can feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, most people that I've spoken to, because of Angie, like she's just an amazing human to put all of that together at Forever Home Sanctuary. Shout out to Angie.
Yes.
But okay, so that's awesome. So not only this work that you do here, you've got the She Speak, which is the first
the second Thursday of every month.
Thursday
December 11th is the next one. So it's an opportunity for women to share their stories.
Yeah. It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find that. I think there's just something beautiful when women are vulnerable and share in a safe space that, I mean, got to put some disclaimers on there. It's not a counseling practice. It's not, we're, it's more just for that shared camaraderie and support.
Yes.
And I think that is therapy.
It totally is. So, once you're able to share whatever your story, we all have a story to share. Yeah. Once you're able to be in that safe space to share your story, something changes within us.
Agreed.
And we gain that confidence, and it's just those little baby steps. where it takes us on that journey of healing even deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you say, to meet more people. So anybody that is thinking they want to dip their toe in, I think that's a perfect place to just, to start. And usually the She Speaks are above Oopsie Daisy Flowers. Yes.
The studio. We're going to start December. So we rotate 1 month in Armstrong, 1 month in Vernon. So December 11th is going to be here. We're going to start having them here at Daysdream.
Oh,
for
wonderful.
The Armstrong ones.
Okay.
And then, above.
So because that's what you're saying, you can do your circle in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, here we are. So we're going to wrap up, as much as I could sit here and talk all day with you.
Thank you.
Dalyn, thank you for bringing your wisdom, your courage, and your grounded power to this conversation. Your work is helping women remember their strength, their intuition, and their connection to something bigger. And thank you to everyone listening. This is Happy on Purpose, where we shine a light on the people bringing meaning, healing, and purpose to the Okanagan. I'm Janesse Pearson. I'll see you next time.